Next up on speed is the Geico Motorcycles AMA Pro Road Racing National Guard Superbike Championship from New Jersey Motorsports Park. Hi everybody, Ralph Sheehan alongside the Chief Scott Russell on a great day to go racing here in Millville, New Jersey. There's no need to talk about Josh Hayes when it comes to this championship. All he's doing, Scott, is padding the record book at this point. So let's talk about the guys who are fighting for those last two spots on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great battle yesterday. Ben Bostrom, little glitch in the starting light, so he had to start from pretty much the middle of the pack, fought his way back up to finish a great second place. Blake Young started riding better this weekend, so look for more of that the same. And if Steve Rapp, if he can stay aboard that Kawasaki, I think he'll be up there battling for second as well.
Let's take a look at the highlights from race number 1 yesterday. Tough start for Roger Hayden. We talked about that glitch at the start there.
Yeah, they felt like the lights came on, went off, something happened. Otherwise, then Bostrom felt like they were going to red flag, so he kind of laid out. And these two guys went at it. When they came across the line, though, number 1, long gone, 20 seconds ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And, man, he showed them how it's done here in New Jersey.
Padding the record book and padding the points on what should easily be another championship for Josh Hayes. 85 now, the gap between him and Blake Young.
Yeah, Josh Herron running in third right there in the points. He needs to have a little bit bigger, better deal. He got bumped off the racetrack yesterday by Steve Rapp in turn 2. We thought he just ran off, but obviously there were contact. Here's David Anthony.
Chain fell off.
Wow.
It's the kneedraggers.com bike being pushed back to the pits. Coming underneath the bridge, and there's the chain he's missing.
Yeah, you kind of need that part. And that's over that wheelie hill, it looks like, in the back, right over there, right before turn 5 area.
Yep, it's in that zone further back to the left. But, you know, talking about Josh Hayes, look at the record here. 12 wins this season. He's tied for first all-time with Matt Mladen. 12 consecutive poles, first all-time, tied with Matt Mladen. 29 career AMA Superbike wins, third all-time, all by himself. He has separated himself from Ben Spies, and he's right behind Miguel Duhamel, who's right behind Matt Mladen. And he's on a 9-race win streak. So he is in some really rare air now in the record books. And look at the comparison to a year ago here, race number 1, comparing those two races. Time of the race distance that it took Josh to go from the green to the checkers, just about the same. The average speed, just about the same. The average lap time, just about the same. But look at the difference in the win margin. Over 20 seconds, the difference. So, Scott, he did everything the same, and it's like everybody else just threw the anchor out.
It looks to be the case right here. So who's going to step up to the plate today and challenge this guy? Is there anybody out there?
Well, let's show you what it looks like to ride a Superbike around NJMP.
Down the front straightaway right here we go. These bikes will be reaching 175 miles an hour before they jump on that brake lever. And if, depending on which bike you're running, you'll run second or third gear through this corner right here. It sweeps up over the top of this hill. It's blind and it really gets light, the motorcycle on the backside. Down into turn 3 right here. Hard on the brakes as you tip into that. Flick it to the left. Back to the right. This is a tricky little corner because it kind of dips as it rejoins the old track. The suspension really loads up. Then it unloads as you go over the top of that. Flicking it down in here into turn 5 area right here. Just a real quick flick and then a hard braking zone into 6. Kind of a good spot right there if you want to try to pass somebody. Driving it off 6, getting the bike stood up quick. Down into here, you want to open the radius up, get out there by that white line, tip it in nice and slow and easy. Back to the throttle as quick as you can. Drive the bike downhill right here. We've seen a lot of issues in this corner here today, and we hopefully won't see any more. Long sweeping right-hander right here. This will be turn 8 and 9. Leads into a tight, decreasing turn 10. Really tricky right there. Really easy to overcook it, getting in there too hot, pushing yourself wide, opening the door. Here we go. Double apex, turn 11. Getting this thing right means everything on the backside of this straightaway is one line, white line. You keep the bike far to the left as you can as you dive to this sweeping fast right that leads you on the front straightaway. If you do everything right, you can get around this track in about 1:22 seconds. That's Josh Hayes.
Greg White with a progressive pre-race grid walk.
Down here on the grid with number 6, Chris Clark on the Yoshimura Suzuki. And if you remember in yesterday's broadcast, Chris came in, had a little bit of an incident, started to have a little bit of a physical issue, Chris. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, after that 15th place finish, what happened and how you feeling today?
Yeah, we had a really great start. I think we got down to 5th, and we were closing up on the Blake in 2nd. And, you know, we came into this weekend with a bit of a bug, and we just couldn't shake it in time. And during the race, just got really congested, and so I got this funky little thing on to try and help. And then tried to stomach it as long as possible and came in and just started losing whatever left I had in me.
Well, we're hoping definitely for a better time for Chris today. Good luck in the race, Chris. And he is back on row number 3. But as we move up to row number 2, how about the number 44, Taylor Knapp, with an unbelievable race yesterday, even moved into 2nd place at one point. When you moved into 2nd in yesterday's race, Taylor, what were you thinking?
I was just trying to stay calm, you know. Got a little nervous and just, you know, try to stay calm and hit my marks. And, you know, the start was the big key yesterday. So, you know, I'm really hoping to get another start today, get up there. And, you know I can do the pace. So it's going to be a little tougher today. But hopefully I can get the K&L Riders Discount bike up there.
All right, it's nice to see another name up front. Taylor Knapp on that ex-Yoshimura Suzuki bike. Next to him is number 72, Larry Pegram, who maybe this week we'll see ride a jetpack. Might be more about that later on. But how about the 99 to Jeff May as we're getting ready to get things going? Jeff, motorcycle seems to be working well, but this issue of getting that tire to last to the end of the race has been a real big issue, and you guys have really been trying to work on it. Any solution between yesterday and today for that?
Yeah, we picked up about a half a second later in the race, or later in the life of the tire this morning. Around lap 9, I was a good half second faster than it was. So we were P3 this morning. I think we'll be able to put on a good show today.
All right, we're looking forward to that, no question. See what that EBR is able to do. Let's move up to row number 1 because I want to talk to the 1.5 machine of Steve Rapp. I know he's getting ready to go, but Steve, in this motorcycle, you had a great first lap yesterday. Second lap, and you were in 2nd place, pulled out a second there right towards the end of that first lap. But what's the mindset today? First of all, are you okay after yesterday's incident, and what motorcycle are you riding?
Yeah, all good. On the backup bike, the guys did a great job getting the bike ready, so it feels good. I went out this morning, went pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing as yesterday, just finish the next 22 after that, hopefully.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing what Steve Rapp is able to do on that motorcycle. Again, a lot of riders coming to the front here at New Jersey Motorsports Park to show what they got competition-wise. It's the end of the season, Ralph. You know how that goes.
Yeah, and it's been a beautiful day here, Greg, as you can tell from the skies over in New Jersey Motorsports Park. The temperature has been just spectacular. When the rain blew through last night, it really soaked the ground and left a lot of damp issues off of the racing line. But the temperature, spectacular, humidity way down from yesterday, and just a light breeze out there, making it a perfect day for racing for the fans and the riders. Ben Bostrom's going to see if he can get one spot better today. Speed's coverage of the AMA Pro Superbike Championship is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Number 1, motorcycle insurance. Big crowd here today. Really enjoying the weekend. The weather today, just gorgeous. As you're coming into the track, motorcyclists, enthusiasts coming in from all over the place. Bikes all around.
I love it
New
up
Jersey,
here.
Pennsylvania, New York coming on in. Ready for the show today. And so are we. National Guard Superbike Championship underway here on Speed.
Bostrom got a good roll right off. Let's see if he can do anything. He's definitely got better than he did yesterday. It's a drag race down into 1, and he's going to go 2nd. Look at Heron. Little Heron drops into 3rd right there. Nice start by him.
Roger Hayden, much better start today than yesterday. Now, yesterday, Hayes put almost a 2-second gap between him and 2nd place at the end of the first lap, and Heron was off in the weeds. So he's right there in 3rd. Let's see what that does to the race today.
Yep, he got bumped
He's going for 2nd.
Nice.
Got it.
Strong move. Oh,
Bostrom's off.
We've stayed
Watch
down.
out. It's
Oh,
wet
man.
out there.
Oh, man.
It is really, really wet out there.
that was just wrong, but it had to be done. You know, he stuck it in there. I mean, it was just one of those deals. And Bostrom took a ride out there on the last lap of last year's race. If you remember, same spot, same kind of deal.
Yeah, he's all the way back in Scott, I'm going to say about 20th position. He's way back there.
He's not going to be happy about that. The different lines that they tip it in right here to turn 10 area right here. Diving down into this 11-turn bowl. It's a bowl corner. Big 180 degree. Really decreases at the end. And you want to get a good drive out of here. Number 1 wheelies out of there. Look at Herron trying all he can do to stay with his teammate already.
Jeff
Getting
May
away a little
running
bit.
right there in third. Looks like one of the EBRs right there up in third.
Hayden's got a good
There's
run.
Young, Rapp, and Hayden.
Nice.
All fighting in there. Roger's going to get just in front of Steve Rapp. Yesterday, Rapp was in second at this point in the event. And Taylor Knapp right behind Rapp. Now watch the 23 and the 2 here. Bosham tips in, and boy, Herron's already there.
I'll tell you what, that was a brave move by Herron. He waved at him, said sorry, but man, that didn't really help when Bosh was flying through the grass like that. So
yeah, but what a veteran move by Bosham to be able to slow it down. We saw earlier today guys getting off at that very same spot, and it didn't go that smoothly when they re-entered.
that's right. So he's been around a long time. He knows how to handle that. And he did a great job, but he's going to be really upset and have to fight back to a great start he had.
What a difference a day makes. To gap at the end of lap number 1, 4/10 of a second as opposed to 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's different, but I think it's going to be worse as they come by this next lap. He's already getting away. And then you see Steve Rapp fighting back on Roger Hayden. He gets around him in that turn 10 area. Roger ran a little bit wide and up the door. Now he's got his sights set on the 79, Blake Young. They rip through this fast S section as he come on the front straightaway right here. Who's got the good drive down this long straightaway? Kawasaki versus Suzuki. The Yost bike really strong on top end. Look at it pull. Larry Pagram giving himself a better chance today.
On the 72,
he ran off yesterday. He felt like he running great lap times too, so he thinks he's got something for him today. Essick a bit closer too. Is that Essick?
Yeah, I think that's Danny, and I think it is Jeff May who's up in third, and Esslick's back there in ninth right behind the worm, Larry Pegram.
Just a little update on Essick. He had a big kicker yesterday in the race. We didn't see it. Bike got sideways, jacked and hit him in the back while he was on the bike, so he's riding a little bit hurt today, and that didn't help his case any yesterday for sure. So see if he can fight through that pain. Number one, pulling away.
There goes second Herron, and then May. Here comes Roger looking inside there. Not going to be able to do anything. Knapp right behind him as they follow Blake Young.
Jeff May looks like he's reeling in Josh Herron just a little bit. He's pretty close to him right there. We know the Yamaha's very good. We know.
There's the Hero sponsored EBR of Danny Esslick.
Taylor Knapp's really having a breakout weekend, I'll tell you, on that Suzuki. Right, look, he's got a great run.
Here he comes after Hayden, trying to work the draft. Swinging inside, going into one, working the binders. Got him.
Nicely done. Just
oh, he goes wide though. Roger gets right back by.
Boy, and they touched it. Looked like right there. It's really close quarters when you go side by side turn two. Really not the place to be on the outside turn two, and that didn't work out for Knapp. He'll have to regroup and try another effort. 72, Pager. He's coming right now, so Taylor Knapp better not make any more mistakes, because Larry's going to be right there in Essick. He's running strong too.
Pegram's been working as hard off the track this weekend as he has been on it. He knows he's got that foremost money again next year. He just doesn't know which brand of motorcycle he's going to be riding, so he's been hitting everybody up. If you've got a motorcycle brand, he's probably called you already. If not, he's looking for your number. We'll be right back. On September 20th, Speed presents the greatest collector car auction in the world. Barrett Jackson live from Las Vegas. See the finest, rarest, and most incredible cars on the planet, all in one place and all up for grabs. Live Barrett Jackson coverage begins September 20th, only on Speed. You can go on their website right now and look at the vehicles that are going to be up for bid. There's even some motorcycles on there. Jeff May on the 99, fighting with the 2. And Herron just got off course a little bit there a while ago.
Yeah, he ran it over the top of turn 2 and ran a little bit out of curve out there and got out there. Saw some dust fly up. He's lucky it wasn't slippery out there after all that rain we've had. He was able to regroup and get back on and hold that position, but the 99 has closed the gap, really breathing down his neck right now and looking for a way around.
And an inspired rider is Jeff May, becoming a daddy for the first time just a few days ago. Baby boy in the world now. I asked Jeff if he's already got his first set of leathers. He says, nope, but I'm sizing him up for golf clubs.
He's doing a great job on that EBR. They've made some changes. You heard him talking about it, trying to make more life out of that rear tire. We'll see how that pays off for him as the race goes on.
Out of 1, up over the hill, through 2 and 3. Blake Young still fighting off Rapp with the advances of Roger Hayden. Taylor Knapp's drifted back a little bit. So has Pegram and Essler. But they're all running right there inside the top 10. Chris Fillmore has the KTM holding down 10th place just in front of Chris Clark. Ben Boschem, by the way, spotted his way back to 12th.
Okay.
And oh yeah, this guy, Hayes, only 4.7 seconds out front. I know that normally that's a big lead, but yesterday by this point he was double-digit lead.
Yeah, he's pretty unstoppable this season. It's been an amazing, great year for him. Record-setting year in a lot of different ways. And, you know, the Monster Graves Yamaha is just a super bad motorcycle. They've just done a great job developing that bike with Josh.
And Herron has the same piece, number 2.
Yeah, Josh is on a steep learning curve. This Herron I'm talking about, he's, you know, trying to learn how to ride a Superbike. It's a tall order.
And Scott, what's Jeff May going to do here? He's going to take second is what he's going to do. Can he hold it? No. No, Herron's going to come charging back through. I've talked to some folks about that. Spent some time talking with Don Sakakura from the Yoshimura Suzuki team about that very thing, about moving a rider up from Daytona Sport Bike to the National Guard Superbike Championship and what time frame it takes to get a guy to go from a 600 to 1,000 and ready to win. And he said easily 2 years, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, and then you've got to add in the fact that you got Josh Hayes, who's been on one for years and years now. So not just a whim, you got to go beat him now on the same motorcycle. So it's a real tall order, and now you're looking at Herron. He's going through his first season, and he took some hard knocks, but I think he's rode great.
Scott, we used to have 750s in between. Do you believe we need another class in between to help that transition?
Here we go. Let's take a look over the hill right here. You'll see the number 2 bike completely off the ground. Look at that.
Daylight between both tires. That's awesome.
It's no Isle of Man shot, but it's the best we got here at New Jersey. I like it.
Let's touch base on what I was talking to you about there just before that replay. Do you think we need a 750 class in between again, or are we good where we're at right now?
I think it's, you know, I always liked the 750 class, but that's just not the way it is anymore. I think back in the day we had a lot more races going on. Over a weekend, and I don't know. You know, 600s and 1000s seem to be a pretty popular motorcycle, so that's what they decided to go with. I think it's just fine the way it is, really. Like you said, it's going to take time, and the best thing that Josh has got going, he's got Josh Hayes on his team. That's a double-edged sword, too. Kind of got to get up there and beat that guy, but all the homework's already been done on that motorcycle. So it's up to Herron to figure out his setup, what he's comfortable with, because it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the exact same setup Hayes runs. And until he finds his home with that motorcycle and figures out how to ride it just right, you know, we'll see if he comes back and joins his team next year. If he does, I suspect he'll be even closer to Josh than he has been this year. And he got pretty close a couple of times.
Roger Hayden and Steve Rapp still fighting over 5th. Taylor Knapp trying to reel him back in, see if he can get in that mix. This race scheduled for 23 circuits around New Jersey Motorsports Park. Speed's going to bring you some more of it when we come right back to Millville. What a year it has been for Josh Hayes. Well, the last couple of years it has been. Twice he's held that number 1 plate on the nose of his monster-backed Graves Yamaha, and it looks like he's going to have it again in 2013.
It's fun to watch him ride. He's so smooth, so fluid with the motorcycle, and really doesn't look like he's even riding hard, does it? I mean, and that's what he's so good at. Look at that. He's just breaking records now, man. I mean, that's kind of what he's racing. If I think that may be the motivation for him. I think winning would be enough, but you know, just let's set some records now at this point. Hopefully he'll continue for several more years. due to the traction control and all the stuff, which, by the way, he is not using today. The NETC decided not to run it today at this track. So we are, here he is back to kind of what he rode last year. You can see the bike slide a little bit right there as he piles on the power on that big 1,000cc Yamaha.
You're seeing a real craftsman at work.
Yes, sir.
The electronic aids turned off. That is him and the throttle.
I love it.
Fantastic to watch. And Greg, there's some story behind the tires being utilized here today as well.
Yeah, there certainly is. Dunlop is the spec tire manufacturer, but the tires come from a couple different locations. The tire that Josh Hayes won yesterday's race on is the same rear tire that's won every single race here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. It's a tire that's manufactured in the UK, but there's a little bit of competition between the UK and the United States Dunlop branch, and they're trying to create a new rear tire that's going to be competitive with that tire that's been around for 4 years and is the baseline and the standard. And by the way, Josh is on that same UK soft rear tire, they call it, and he's leading right now. So if Josh is able to pull off this win, that'd be 8 for 8 here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. So a little competition inside of Dunlop is very good for competition here in AMA Pro Racing.
Oh, and those guys will be checking the batch numbers on the sides of those tires too.
Oh yeah, saw Dave Watkins. Oh, there he is. He's wide, 99. He was able to hold it back. See, Dave Watkins has been here from England, been with Dunlop forever and ever, and a huge part of my success in racing was due to him. And I remember times he had to go back from Daytona back to England and build a tire in 1 week and come back, and they've done it. I mean, Sebastian Mincombe, the whole crew, Tony Romo, all those guys at Dunlop have done a great job. And right now they're trying to develop a tire that's a little bit less pricey, and it's something here in America that we can run with. They've done a good job. They've used it at a couple of rounds this year, but it requires a little bit of a setup change. So it's not easy. Let me throw the UK tire in. Let me throw the Buffalo tire in. It doesn't work that way. You've got to make some big change, some pretty good changes on the motorcycle to make them work for each tire.
Look at Ben Bostrom. The purple and white riding gear has gotten around Larry Pegram. So Bostrom is all the way back inside the top 10 now. He's riding a 9.
Well, he's going to be riding pretty angry right now after what happened to him. He's a pretty laid-back guy, but God, he had a great start in the second spot, looking to really go, and now he's got all this work to do. He's made some work with Larry Pegram, and now the 69 Danny Essex next on his list. We'll see where and how he's going to be able to try to get around him. 15 and Taylor Knapp, they're still having their little battle going on, which is nice. Battles all through the field here.
Look at Ben run through that corner. Man, in the middle of the corner off, he was really strong. And he's closing on Eslick. There he goes again. Look at that.
Yep. You can see he took a little bit different line. He turned in a little early, kept the bike tighter, where Danny was out a little bit wider. Danny already had his knee on the ground, and Ben Bostrom ran right up to the rear wheel. Never had his knee on the ground, so he's running less lean angle, less risk with the front brake on. Not a problem for Essex because he's got that touch. He can do whatever he wants on that motorcycle. Boston's got a good run. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Trying to put Michael Jordan's number 23 another spot up. And he does. And MJ will like that.
Let's not forget Essex riding a little hurt from that little kicker he got on the bike yesterday. Talked to his crew. It jacked his back, and it's hard to ride these things already when you're healthy. Now he's kind of got a little issue. Makes it even more hard to jump from side to side and really manipulate the motorcycle like you need to. Takes a look over his shoulder. Nobody really right there. Pegram's a little bit back. Got a little bit of a gap. But yeah, Boston's got good mid-corner speed, as you can see it.
Larry on that pretty foremost colored bike. It's a good-looking motorcycle. I like the paint job on that 72, Larry.
That's good. Larry's had a great career. He's been around a long, long time. It's great to see him still out here fighting hard in the Superbike class, kind of doing it on his own. We got the foremost sponsor, but he doesn't really have a lot of backing from Beamer, I don't think. And, he's looking for more, looking for some better help. And, something he can work with, something maybe get up there and racing for a win.
This year, the BMW S1000RR is what Larry's riding. Who knows what he's riding next year? Maybe one of these. The KTM, one of the coolest looking bikes out there. It looks great on TV, but man, when you see it in person, it is just a wild looking piece. That tail section, so awesome on this machine.
It's a beautiful bike. It's great to have Mitch Hansen and the HMC crew back out here, and Chris Fillmore, an awesome talent. Hurt himself this year, broke some bones in his hand, and that's never good. That took him out of the game for a while, and then the development of the bike slows down at the same time. So hopefully next year this team will be back swinging hard.
KTM could use an extra bike or two in this field to increase that development of the RC8R.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe a guy like Larry Pegram be a good choice. Veteran rider, a lot of development skill. Back here in New Jersey, nothing changed up front except the gap between first and second. It's up to 7.5 seconds now.
Yeah, just a little note on Josh Hayes while we got him on camera, because we don't get to see him much. He's so far out front. You know, he runs this thing. It is a difficult racetrack. It's not a fast racetrack by no means. You know, 46% of the time he's running partial throttle on this track. Only 18% of the lap will he be wide open. Then that 35% left off the throttle. On the brakes, he's 74% of the time off the brakes. 26% of the lap, he's on the brakes. So some good info I got from the crew right there. Top speed of 173 miles an hour down that front straightaway. So some interesting stuff there from Josh Hayes' crew.
Battle for 6, Taylor Knapp and Steve Rapp. Taylor has the position right now. Knapp had it a moment ago. Hey, while we watch these guys, to a big standing ovation from all of us here at the Speed Crew to our buddy and colleague Jason Pridmore, who earlier today completed the 24-hour of Le Mans motorcycle world endurance event over there. His team finished 9th overall, 2nd in class, and they wrapped up the World Endurance Superstock Division championship title. That's Jason's 2nd world title. Way to go, Jason. We're all real proud of you.
That was a great effort. You know, those are some of the toughest races ever. That's 24-hour. Here we go. Rapp got by him. Knapp bit wide a little bit right there in turn 10.
Gives him 6th place back.
But yeah,
hey, look who's there, too.
Oh, yeah, I was
Boston,
just going to say.
Right there.
Boston's really coming. You know, he's got some momentum, and I don't think it'll take him long to get rid of Taylor Knapp as they come on the front straightaway. He's got a great run on him right here. Could this be it down into turn 1? He's got perfect momentum.
Look at that. Braking. Perfect. That gives him 7th. And he's got a shot at getting back in the top 5 here easily before this is over. Going for 6th next. He reels in another Northern California native and Steve Rapp.
Over the hill they go, down into the right-hander, turn 5, sweeping through here, hard on the brakes. He'll be able to close the gap on the brakes. Always easier when you're behind a rider to just leave that brake a little bit later, carry it into the corner a little bit longer, and reel in some of that time on the 15. Attack Kawasaki, Steve Rapp, who now we're arriving at turn 8, where he had his issues yesterday when he tucked the front end, trying to keep the leader in sight. Today's running a much better race. That was the first crash he's had all year, too, if I recall. So Steve, in the past, has had some up and down stuff, but I mean, he's kept it together this year and had an incident earlier in the year on an electric bike. We were riding it, and caught him out, broke his hand. But, man, this guy's a trooper. He fought through all that road hurt. Didn't even know. Nobody's going to ride my bike. He said, I'm coming back to the next race, broken hand or not, and ride the thing. He's such a tough guy. And been around a long, long time and really running a good race right here. But now he's got the 23 coming his way. What's going to do with Ben Bostrom?
Real tough guy and a great guy. One of the good guys in the paddock, Steve Rapp. Of course, easy to say the same thing about Ben Bostrom and Taylor Knapp as well. And Rapp began his career also on the West Coast in California, running with the AFM. Of course, Ben Bostrom spent a lot of time over there too. Here's the 6th, Chris Clark. We talked to him earlier today. Really under the weather all weekend. And he is right now up to 13th.
Yeah, that Yoshimura Suzuki team giving him a good motorcycle. It's his first year with this team. I talked to him a little bit. You know, he rode the Yamahas in the past with Bostrom. Those were Gray's Yamahas, and he believes he likes this bike a little bit better. He feels like he can, those fast sweeping corners, he can put the bike where he wants to on the front end of the motorcycle. It works well for him. Chris is on a steep learning curve. He's only been a pro since 09, so he's really come a long way. Really takes his racing serious. This kid could go out and do whatever he wants. He chooses to come here and race AMA Superbikes. I think it's awesome. He's got a new trainer, moving to California, really working on his craft and becoming a better rider. Here we are back out front with this man.
Yeah, he's definitely putting the effort in to improve, and it is getting the job done.
It shows.
Yeah,
it really does.
Boy, oh no!
Jeff
One
May.
of the EBRs is off Jeff May. No, and he doesn't look like he's happy with somebody.
Like Herring. It must have been Herring because those two were battling it out. See if we got anything on that.
That was the fight for second.
Not what he wanted. He had a great run going. That's a shame, man. I'll tell you what. And looking at the deal.
All right, Scott,
I think it was Blake Young. I think it must have been with Young. Yeah, because Young was running him down.
Yep.
And Herring's already got away by 6 seconds, so sorry about that.
Maybe. Greg, was there contact from behind?
Yeah, definitely. It looked like from on pit lane, watching the action going into turn one, that Blake had just passed Jeff and then moved back over to the left, and then there was some contact, and Jeff hit the ground. Oh,
that's the second time we've seen this year. I mean,
more contact has just happened on the front straightaway. Yellow is out. It's like a piece of debris maybe on the front straightaway too.
Part of a motorcycle or something. Hopefully they can keep this race rolling. Let's get this stuff off the track, get these guys out of the way, keep the show on the road.
That's 78 of Reese Wacker. Let's see what just happened here.
Coming off that last corner, something went wrong with the 78. That could have been so much worse.
And Tim Bemmisdorfer was right there.
Big Tim had nowhere to go, but he ran right into the back of him. He did a great job. Luckily, he didn't lock the front wheel. The two out here by himself. Josh Herring broke free from Jeff May, and Jeff May had his issues with Blake Young. Blake Young was on a charge. That would take some of the wind out of his sails. He had to go straight a little bit when that happened. Now he's 5 seconds behind Roger Hayden now.
All right, so here's Bostrom and Rapp. So Bostrom is up to 5th.
Look,
and he's actually going to be up to 4th. Because May is out.
With that incident right there, that brought Bostrom right up to the rear wheel of Blake Young because Blake tangled with May, and anyway now Boston's right there.
Yeah, so now he's in the hunt maybe for a podium before the day is over.
Tell you what, Ben's got to be really happy. He's run a great 2 races this weekend and needed it. You know, he's had a really rough season, up and down, and we know he's one of the best riders out there, one of the fittest riders out there. And anyway, he's done a great job to catch up to the 79 right here. Let's see what he can do. He's got a good run on him coming on the front straightaway, looks like. He got enough momentum to get by that Yoshimura Suzuki. Michael Jordan Suzuki against the Yoshimura Suzuki.
See what they do here under braking. Young, rear wheel dancing around, and Bostrom will just tuck in there for now. Everybody grabs a new tear-off, and we've got a 4-rider pack fighting things over for 4th right now. Battle here, Bostrom inside of Young. And it looks like Eslick, or Neff, I should say, getting inside of Rapp. So things shifting around a little bit here inside the top 5.
You know, I'm not sure what happened to Blake Young, but that last lap time was pretty slow. Maybe that contact with Jeff May, something's just not feeling quite right to him, or it just shook him, rattled him a little bit. We'll wait and see, but can he fight back on Bostrom? Taylor Knapp's definitely fighting with Steve Rapp. He followed Bostrom through on that nice move down into turn 6, and they outbroke each other. Both moved up the spot. Bostrom's already getting away from Blake Young.
With 4 to go, I'm not sure he's going to be able to catch Roger Hayden. See if he can get on the podium. But Ben is really running well. There's Roger, and his teammate is back there.
Yeah, he's got a nice little cushion. There's no way he can run him down unless Roger makes a huge mistake at this point. So we'll wait and see how this race sorts itself out. I think there's 3 guys here in this race that are still undecided. I think the 23's got what it takes to get away. We'll see. Blake Young looks like he's fighting back hard, though.
Quickest lap of the race, a 1:20.895 by Hayes, a full second quicker than anything else by anybody else.
Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised about that. We've seen it yesterday. He's done it again today. I mean, it's just like clockwork for that guy at this New Jersey Motorsports Park this weekend. Nobody's been able to match the speed of Josh Hayes, and he just got to be loving it out front, way out front. Even though you're not getting much TV time, the check's still going to cash. Look at that. Blake Young got really wide out there. It's an easy corner to get sucked into. You try to do a little bit too much on the braking and you overshoot it a little bit. Kind of end up running wide out there where that dirt is, which some riders out this weekend already.
3 to go as Hayes is already across the line. This is the best battle on the racetrack. Taylor Knapp, I would think, has got to be fairly happy with the weekend, wouldn't you?
So far, so good. Let's hope he can finish these last 3 laps off, and he's got to be thrilled. I mean, man, that's one of Matt Miladin's 09 old bikes, I think, and he's really riding the wheels off of it.
Riders Discount backed K&L supply machine.
And man, don't you know he'd love to beat Blake Young here today.
And you say 09 machine, well, all of those bikes, even the one that Blake Young is on, is based off of the 09 Suzuki GSXR. So it's really just evolved. It has not been a clean sheet of paper.
That's right. No, they just keep tweaking what they have, basically. And obviously the Yost team is as good as anybody gets at doing that. And Danny Essett coming under some serious pressure right here from Larry Pegram and Chris Fillmore. Really made a run up there on that KTM. It's great to see him coming around and just finding a rhythm, you know, getting some racing under his belt again. It's great.
His 8th, 9th, and 10th. And 3 very different brands of motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
The EBR, the BMW, and the KTM. That's one of the highlights, I think, of where AMA Superbike racing has gone with these new manufacturers over here.
We're missing a couple, aren't we? One green one and one red one.
Yeah.
And we'd like to have them back sometime. But anyway, down the front straightaway, look, that's pretty good matching speed. I thought the Beamer would reel back the 69, but the EBR is really running. The KTM stayed right there down the straightaway the whole time. So this is a great track for the bikes like the EBR and the KTM, who may be down just a tick on power, on top speed maybe. More of a torquey type engine where you use the power of the motorcycle. Larry Pegram in the middle, that inline 4 on the BMW. He's still trying to find the right setup with that thing, trying to get more help from those guys. Really not happening, so struggling a little bit. Looking to maybe swap brands next year. But nevertheless, we'll be back in the paddock with the Foremost sponsorship, which is awesome.
Yeah. And understand, when we say he's looking to switch brands, it's not necessarily that he doesn't like the BMW. He just needs to go where he can get the most help to get whatever he can.
Well, this is definitely not priority in BMW's eyes. I mean, they know World Superbike's #1 for them. And there he goes. The man of the hour, #1, down into turn 1. One more time he's going to go.
So those stats are going to get increased.
Just on a Sunday cruise, this guy.
Man.
And Essex seems to get through the corner really nicely right there. I watched the same gap on Pegram, which ensures he'll be in the front as they get to turn 1. So it's getting through there nice.
Don't forget, in 2 weeks, Speed's going to have more racing with the Geico Motorcycle AMA Pro Road Racing Championships. We'll be in Miami Homestead as we get the last 2 rounds of the season going with the Big Kahuna Triple Crowns from Miami, and then we'll wrap it all up at the new NOLA circuit in New Orleans in October, when that guy is going to get another #1.
That Monster Graves Yamaha continues to set the pace this year. It is the bike to beat this year in the Superbike class. They've kind of separated themselves a little bit from the Yoshimura team for whatever reason. I think Josh, as we looked at earlier, came in here, ran an exact same lap time overall race, which is unbelievable. Same top, same average speed to the T. I mean, it's just consistency, man. This guy just hit his mark every lap after lap, year after year.
Checkered flag. Josh Hayes has done it. He wins it again here in New Jersey. His teammate's going to follow, and the Monster Yamaha Graves team is going to get a 1-2 on Sunday afternoon here in New Jersey.
Nice third by Roger Hayden. A lonely third by Roger Hayden. He don't mind that. Blake Young got back by Ben Bostrom.
He did. Young is going to get 4th. Bostrom's going to get 5th. Rapp, Knapp. Here comes the rest across the line. It's going to be Eslick, Pegram, and Fillmore rounding out the top 10. 13 wins this season, a new AMA Superbike record for Josh Hayes.